Her status as a love goddess grew to such an extent that during World War II, Dorothy rivaled Betty Grable for the spot as the GI's #1 pinup. In this scene from John Ford's film Hurricane, Dorothy epitomized native allure coupled with sexual innocence.
I think the ship never comes home.
Me too.
I think the wind never blows. I feel like praying for the wind that overturns the world to hurry the Catapool home.
I worry about everything when you're away. About the wind, about the waves. Sometimes I worry the fish eat you up.
Me? You worry about me? Why, I'm the best sailor in the whole world.
I know.
I'm the best swimmer, too.
I know.
And tonight when we come out of the church, oh, Rona, I'm the best husband in the whole world.
I know, I know.
Shut up. You don't know anything yet.
Welcome, my dear friend. That's such a wonderful, wonderful scene. I love to watch that movie.
What a beautiful, beautiful introduction you gave me, Rona. You almost made me cry, but you know something? I didn't realize it's 45 years, is it?
About that, I don't want to quibble with you.
I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
What do you think when you look at a film like that? I mean, we see it on television quite frequently. What do you think of yourself when you look at yourself on screen from then?
I don't look. I never have watched myself. As a matter of fact, right now we're running a lot of old films to pick out some clips for a concert tour I'm going to make. And I just dread sitting there looking at them, but it's business, so I've got to.
But let's say years ago when you were making those films, did you look at your rushes? Did you see yourself on screen, and what did you think of yourself?
First time I saw rushes on The Jungle Princess, I started to cry my eyes out. I hated my figure, I hated the circles under my eyes, I hated my 2 big feet, my 2 narrow shoulders, everything I hated. But you have to look at those rushes. And I just didn't like, I've never been a fan of mine, let's put it that way.
I've heard a lot of beautiful women say that about themselves, and it always amazes me that we all think that you're magnificent looking. Women, I mean, they adored you. They tried to emulate you. I mean, when you began to wear the sarong, there wasn't a girl in America who didn't grab her mother's kitchen curtain or something and whip it around her body.
That's right, and they were all letting their hair grow and everything, and it was a great compliment, believe me it was. And I loved it.
What about, though, the sarong image? I mean, was it a curse? Was it a blessing? Was it both?
I would say it was both. God bless that wonderful little piece of cloth to begin with. But it did hold me back from them giving me really dramatic parts, which I would have liked to have done. And I don't know, I mean, I did Johnny Apollo and I did A Medal for Benny, which were both quite dramatic parts. And I loved doing them. But the studio wouldn't give me that opportunity too often.
Wasn't there anything that you could do about it? I mean, whatever it might be. I mean, you believed in yourself, didn't you?
In a way, yes. But I believe that I didn't think I was a great dramatic actress, but I did think that I could act, you know, as well as some of the other girls on the screen of that day. But the studio heard that money coming into the box office, so they kept putting me in, well, only 6 South Sea Island pictures out of 50, over 50 motion pictures. But it still kind of typed me. And then the road pictures with the comedy that we did. I love to do comedy. And now I lean toward that. For the last 2 years, I've been doing Barefoot in the Park, which I love, you know. But it kind of did hold me back, the sarong did.
You know, Dottie, we talk about it with lots of people, and much has been written, and yet now and then there isn't, or there doesn't seem to be enough information to substantiate that there was or there wasn't a casting couch during the so-called heyday of Hollywood. When you came along, and you being this glamorous woman, this sex symbol of your era, was there a casting couch?
Rona, if there was, honest to God, I never saw it. But I think that maybe because I wasn't as attractive as I should have been for the men in the front office, maybe they liked the money coming into the box office better than they liked me on the casting couch. That's all I can say.
I think about so many women from your era, the Jean Harlows, the Lupe Velez's. They sort of had tragic lives, but you survived, Dottie. What do you think it was about you that made you the survivor and them the tragedians, the tragic ones?
Well, number one, Jean Harlow was a little before me. You know, there was
Yes.
something before me.
Yes, there was. Absolutely. I don't mean to imply that.
No, but I don't know, Rona. I guess the only way I can describe it is that God took me by the hand. And I've been a very lucky woman. Now, how many women could brag that they've had a beautiful career, a wonderful husband for 35 years, a terrific mother, 2 fantastic sons, and, I mean, what else in life can a woman ask? So the only way I can describe it is God took me by the hand.
But you've had your dark moments, and in your book, which you wrote last year, I remember reading, you thanked your late husband, Bill, for,
Yes, I did.
for standing by you through those dark moments. What were they?
Well, I try not to look back at them too much, but one of our sons at one time had encephalitis. Another one was sick. I lost my mother. Naturally, I had disappointments in business, like everybody does. And those are the moments that I had his good, strong shoulders.
Those are the dark times?
Mm-hmm.
I see you tearing up, Dottie. I don't mean to do that.
That's
to
all
you.
right.
Was it particularly difficult for a woman who was considered to be a sex symbol, a sex image, to have other women as close friends?
No, it wasn't difficult at all. Betty Grable was a very close friend of mine. Lana Turner, I used to know quite well. But most of my friends were behind the camera, like Pauline Kessinger, who used to run the restaurant at Paramount. She's still a very dear, very close friend of mine. And all of the friends I've had, I still have them. And I don't know how to describe it. I've just been lucky again.
So you owe a great deal to Faith, do you think?
To Faith, and I think the way my mother raised me, you know, it takes a lot of things. I think I was very lucky.
I mean, what did your mother think when you told her that the first film that you were going to do, a major film, would have you wearing a piece of cloth called a sarong?
Well, she didn't mind it at all, but I did, because I had all kinds of visions of going into motion pictures with beautiful hairdos and jewels and clothes and everything, and I ended up in the little piece of cloth, God bless it, and no shoes and my hair hanging loose and no makeup practically. So, but she didn't mind it at all. She was very proud of me.
Films have changed drastically since the time that you made them, and in fact, in the 40s and 50s, sometimes I think films were even more sexual than they are today, except today women do take off their clothes. Do you think we've gone too far?
My personal opinion is yes. I think that a woman is far more exotic looking and everything in a gorgeous black form-fitting dress or a lovely dress with a low-cut neck and a low back than she is nude on the screen. I think something should be left to the imagination. I really do.
Well, one thing that's left to the imagination is that we have to go and break for a commercial break. So we thank you very, very much for coming here today.
Well, thank you, Rona, for having me.
And we'll see you very soon. And tomorrow, Coast to Coast continues after these messages.